Good morning, my dear students. Welcome back in our science online class. In previous video, we already have learned about the life cycle of silk moth. Now today, we are going to learn about the production of silk. We are going to learn production of silk. This is also one kind of business. Okay, production of silk and then selling to the market for making the cloth. So this is one business. So silk, production of silk. In order to obtain silk, okay, in order to obtain silk, first we need to grow mulberry trees, because these silk moths feed on mulberry leaves. Okay, that is the food of silk moth. That's why we need to grow first mulberry seed, and then the rearing of silk moth, to obtain the cocoon. Okay, to obtain the cocoon, and then once the cocoon is obtained, so that cocoon converted into silk fibers. Okay, and the silk fibers are converted into then silk cloth. So that journey we will see today. Now production of silk. First, rearing of silkworms to obtain cocoon. Why to rear the silkworms? So silkworms are reared to obtain the cocoons, or to get the cocoons. Now see students, actually the female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs at a time, and all these eggs are placed on paper strip or on dry leaves. Okay, and these eggs are stored at suitable temperature under hygienic condition, and then these eggs sold to the farmer. Which farmer is supposed to need these silk moth for rearing? Okay, so that farmer takes the eggs, okay, and that egg stored at suitable temperature. Okay, and afterwards he warm the eggs at suitable temperature and hatch into the larvae. Okay, so once the eggs hatched or breakdown takes place, so after the breaking down of eggs, the small larvae come outside, and these larvae, feed on mulberry leaves. So how many days? So near about 20 to 25 days, whole day and night, these larvae feed on mulberry leaves. So during this time, these larvae grow bigger in size, big in size, and also the glands develop during these periods. Okay, so glands develops which are present on the head of caterpillar, which secretes the juice, and that juice, when exposed to the atmosphere, convert into the strong solid thread, that is called the cocoon. Okay, so that thread is used, or that juice is always secreted by the silk moth. Now okay, so continuously day and night, caterpillar feed on mulberry leaves and becomes large in size. So once the caterpillar ready to enter into the next stage, this caterpillar secretes a juice or view the net-like structure around its body to protect from surrounding. Okay, and these caterpillar hang on a tin which are placed near the caterpillar or silk moth. Okay, so this silk moth secretes the juice around its body or view the net-like structure around its body to protect from the surrounding, and the further development takes place inside the body. So once the cocoons are ready, that all cocoons are collected, all the cocoons are collected, and the peel of cocoon, peel means peel means where the store, okay, heap of cocoon. So peel of cocoons are boiled in hot water to separate out the silk fibers from the cocoon. Okay, so the process of taking out silk fibers from the cocoons for use as a silk is called reeling. So what we can call to that stage, students? We can call to that stage reeling of cocoons. Okay, means the process of taking out silk fibers from the cocoons. Okay, now see, silk fibers are obtained from the cocoons for use as a silk called reeling method, or that is called the reeling process. Okay, now after reeling, converting silk fibers into silk cloth. Okay, so once the silk fiber is obtained, okay, so by the reeling process the silk is obtained. So this silk is used to make a fiber, to make a fabric. So this silk fiber, whatever the silk is obtained from the cocoon, that silk fiber is used to convert into the silk cloth. Okay, so with the help of weaving, or that silk fiber is spun into the silk cloth with the help of machine. Okay, so silk fiber converted into silk cloth by twisting their threads, or we can call all the silk fibers are twisted and converted into the silk cloth, and that silk cloth is used to make the different varieties of clothes like saris. Okay, especially the silk cloth is used to make sari, which is very shiny. Okay, student. Now next one, the different varieties of silk. Now see, students, the different varieties of silk moth produces the different types of silk. Okay, so these are the varieties of silk moth which produces the different type of silk which has a texture, different texture, color. Okay, so mulberry silk. Okay, these are the different varieties of silk. So mulberry silk, which is more famous, okay, more famous silk, Tassar silk, Boga silk, Kosa silk, and Eri silk. So these are the different varieties of silk obtained from different species of silk moth. ये जो है वो different varieties है. Natural silk and artificial silk. So what is the difference between these two, natural silk and artificial silk? So natural silk is nothing. Natural silk is obtained from cocoons of the silk moth. Okay, cocoons of the silk moth. It is made up of proteins. Means that silk is made up of protein. So it is also got the natural fibers obtained from the animal source. Okay. Now second thing is about artificial fiber. Artificial fiber is obtained. Artificial fiber, that is an example is rayon. Okay, student. So artificial fiber is obtained from wood pulp, and it is made up of special kind of plant material, that is silk. So this is the difference between the natural silk and artificial silk. Okay, students. So I hope you understood today's part. Now see, students, today we have completed here lesson number 3rd. Now lesson number 1st, 2nd and 3rd. These 3 lessons are there for your first unit test. You can prepare well at home and be ready for your first unit test. Okay, students. So best of luck for your first unit